Hey, I want to introduce you guys to Shelby. Who's joining us. Hi, Shelby. We're excited you see her on the um, discussion board, and so we'll be all coming down the home stretch together. All right. Hi, Rashani.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. I'm a little tired. I went to the Gorge in Washington, which is a concert venue, to see a concert last weekend, and
That's nice.
it was fun. I may look like I'm in my 30s, but I do not recover like someone in her 30s. It's just really hard. It's been tough. It's been a tough 2 days for old Mercedes, but it was worth it. It was really fun.
Who did you see?
I saw the band Fish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was fun. They played really good. I've been going to concerts for a really long time. So it's always fun to check in with them and see what they're doing. And the Gorge is a really great place to see a show. Shelby, what part of the country are you in?
You're gonna laugh at my accent.
Oh.
I'm in South Carolina, so right now it's 8:35, and it's so weird that it's daylight right now behind you, and it's about to be nighttime here.
Yeah, well, I'm in Portland.
Oh.
Yep, Oregon.
It's dark here too, Shelby. In New York, it's getting dark.
I know. That's so fun. So you're in South Carolina?
Yes.
Nice. I've never visited there, but it's beautiful. I've seen pictures of natural places there.
What part of South Carolina, Shelby?
Spartanburg, South Carolina. So it's the upper part of South Carolina.
Cool. And so are you in a toddler class now?
Yes, I'm a lead teacher in an infant toddler classroom right now, and we have a summer program, so I'm still there during the summer.
You're in your summer practicum too. Okay, I'll add you to the list of I'll loop you into the query that we have about when the timing of the end of the practicum.
Okay. And I think I started my practicum a little bit before you guys because I was in the module before you guys, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. Well, so I'm going to put a star by your name.
Anyway, so
we'll find out. Great. Well, welcome. I'm happy that you're with us and finishing up with us. So how old are the children in your classroom?
They're from 18 months to 3 years old.
And how many kids do you have?
I can have up to 18.
18. And how many teachers do you get to have with those 18 kids?
3 altogether, including me. So 2 assistants and me.
All right. So
it becomes a stretch once we get past 14. It's a stretch after that.
Oh my gosh, it's a stretch after 12. That's the ratio. Yeah. Casey, that's similar to what you're working with. I think that's
I have 22 on my roster for fall.
But you can't have them all at the same time.
That's insanity.
It's a real problem.
Mm-hmm. But they can't.
When I have more, when I have 10, I'm like losing it.
The internet connection was not working.
Oh, I'm glad that you're here, Dabika. I miss your face.
Oh, thank you. I'm here since we started, so I'm never absent. You didn't come on Wednesdays. I was coming on Wednesdays too.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't do it. I'm glad that you got to do it.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
I got different students from different cohorts, and then I was in summer residency.
Yeah, you are. I'm so glad that you can do that. I'm so glad.
It was so fun.
Yeah, I can
see it in your face.
Yay, yeah. Good. Welcoming.
I see a new person, Shelby. Hi, Shelby.
Hi.
Vika. Welcome to our cohort.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Well, Shelby was just kind of filling us in with where she the nature of her classroom. Do your what's your school called?
It's the Academy of Montessori of Spartanburg.
Oh, okay.
You were in Florida, right?
Montessori Academy of Spartanburg in South Carolina.
Did you get
Oh,
that?
South Carolina. Okay.
Mhm.
Shelby,
far
do you
is-
by chance know Hannah Sullivan?
Yes, and she was at the residency last year, and we were
Yes.
and I love her so much, but she's no longer at our school. She's
Yeah, I know she moved. You know what? She's one of my very best friends. I love that girl.
Did you guys get a tattoo together? I know at the residency.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gobi.
Yeah.
And I was just at the summer residency in Florida this summer, and everyone got tattoos, but me, I didn't get a tattoo.
Oh, really?
Did they get matching tattoos?
Yes, everyone got matching tattoos, and it was a part of the litany. I think it was may love and understanding guide me or something like that. I think it was part of the litany. It was sweet.
That is sweet.
I think it was our cohort that our residential that started the tattoo tradition.
Yeah.
That was my doing. Thank you very much.
That's great. No, the last day of my training, I inexplicably I had really long hair, and with curly hair it takes a long time to grow, right? So I had let my hair grow for a really long time, and I just felt like I needed a really extreme change, and I walked into a salon, and I'd never had highlights done. I had my hair I felt so spiritually transformed that I had to do something physical to acknowledge it, because it was so, I'm all crying. It was so powerful though. I was like, oh my God. So tattoos actually make a lot of sense to me. I admire you. Cause a haircut isn't quite as permanent, but
I wanted to get a dramatic haircut, but I didn't have money to, so yeah, I'm gonna shave it all off.
Awesome. All right. Well, hi, Kathy. Kathy's here, white knuckling it to the end of her practicum.
So hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, how's it going though? Are you're making it? Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna make it.
You're gonna make it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I just find this corner to stand in and just don't say anything. I just zip it.
That is so
Make it
sad.
fit.
Yeah, I'm bummed for you. Well, and then where'd Chris go? She walked away. Rashani, how are you doing? You survived the 120-degree heat or whatever it was.
It's still the same. It's 114 right now. It's
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
5:45 in the evening. It's 114.
Oh my God, it is. That's unprecedented. In my whole life, I've not in Southern California.
Yeah.
Right? Are you in Anaheim? Where are you?
In LA.
LA. That's ridiculous. It never gets that hot there.
It's
45 degrees in the evening.
Yeah.
So it drops
and
to
114 degrees. That's crazy.
It's great. I mean, the thing is, it gets hot. Maybe during summer, excessive summer days, it gets about 104, 105 maximum. But this is a crazy heat. But oh well, what can we do, right?
Well, hope you have air conditioning. I hope you have air conditioning.
That's all. But from the car, I mean, I have to literally keep my car on for about 10 minutes before I go pick my daughter up. It's that bad.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That sounds terrible. And the children, they're so fussy.
At 9 o'clock in the morning, it was 92 degrees. 9 o'clock in the morning. And so we can't even be outside, even early in the day.
Wow.
The entire day today, they were outside. None of them got to go outside. And some of these kids are in school for 12 hours. And nobody has gone outside.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Imagine the chaos in the classroom.
It's like India.
Yeah, but at least it's humid. But here it's burn. It burns through you.
It's so funny because everybody says the opposite about the heat in Portland. At least it's a dry heat. And I'm like, oh, really? Like a hairdryer or an oven. It's a dry heat, How does that? And then, but it's interesting that you would say that. So your preference is to have the humidity?
No. Nothing.
No, it's all nobody likes any of it. Especially the
We're
children.
never happy with what we have. So
I know. I think that's
when it's summer, you want winter. When it's winter, you want summer. So
well, the children, like the babies, have been really like their classroom is adjacent to my office, and so I hear them all the time. And they it's so hot that they can't go outside, but it looks nice out, and so they just are like fussy all day, and they don't understand. And then they're like, "Why am I so uncomfortable?" And like, I'm all sweaty, and I feel hot, and like nobody want. I mean, it was very, very sad. And it'll be the same thing when the rain comes. They'll be like, "What is this rain? I don't like. I've never seen this before. This is totally ridiculous. Why is this happening?" So
yeah, we are having rain since Saturday, non-stop raining. That's why I'm having internet problem, because it's lightning, thunderstorm, and continuously raining.
that's what Laura was saying, that they have a lot of rain too.
Dabika, where do you live again? Are you in Maryland?
Yes, Baltimore.
Oh, okay. So you're same types of storms that are hitting us.
Yeah,
hitting
we
you.
had
Pennsylvania's
the rain started
Pennsylvania's
on
like flooded.
yeah, rain started on Saturday non-stop. It's still raining now.
let's switch.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah, Dabika, in here in Pennsylvania, it's like we're getting crazy amounts of rain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down to Chantilly on Thursday and visit one of the women from my school who's down at residential and stop in and see Elaine and Micah. And I'm just like wondering, what time do I want to leave here to get there? And then
Are you driving? Are you driving?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to hit 95, 495?
Yeah.
Bumper to bumper. So just be careful. Take enough time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave later in the morning. And then Elaine is coming next week here for site visits, and I think she's going to do the same because the weather is just crazy.
Yeah, and no matter what time you leave, 495 is always, have this
I know. I was
traffic.
for
Always,
DC.
always.
Yeah, we went to DC 2 weeks ago, and it took forever getting there and back. It was bad.
And you are going to Chantilly, that means you have to take 66 from there, and that is another one. I was on 66 for 1.5 hours.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's very, very bad traffic.
Yeah, I'm excited to go though. I'm hoping they're having a good experience, residency.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. They're very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you guys think we should talk? I'm gonna try and set up Jan Katzen is only available on what did I say? Saturday or Sunday? And I'm having a hard time finding a day that works for everybody. So I'm still working on that. What's up?
I didn't email it to you, but I can make it on that day too.
Okay. There was somebody who couldn't make it. I think I'll send one more thing around. I'll make sure that it works for Jan, and then we'll see. I think it would be interesting to talk to her. So we are so we're gonna pick up kind of where we left off. So many of you, Shelby, did you just finish practicum prep too, or did you do practicum prep last year?
I did it last year.
And then so this year you went to the residential? You're just getting back? Did you like it?
Yes, I loved it. Like I told you, I felt just the way you did. I wanted to do something, but it was awesome experience. I met a lot of hopefully lifelong friends.
Yeah, that's so great. Does everybody like bunk up together? Do you all live in the same place? How does that work?
So I'm a really weird person, and I said I was going to be all by myself, and I'm going to be in my own car. I drove 9 hours all the way down there because I didn't want to get on a plane. And I was in my own studio apartment with a pool and everything, but we all hung out. We ended up staying over at each other's houses, staying up all night till 5 in the morning, and we had a lot of fun. got together and studied together. We went out to eat together, went to the beach together. We had a lot of fun.
God, I want to go back so bad. So much fun.
I know.
Can
I
we do it?
could
Let's
just
do another residential.
stayed as my son.
What's that?
I said I wish I could have just stayed there. All I needed was my son.
Oh, okay. You have a little guy. How old is he?
He's gonna be 2 in a couple weeks.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Was that the first
Nice
time that you
toddler.
were away from him?
Yes, it was the first time, and whenever I came back, it took me a while. We're still not in the routine.
Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's hard on the baby when the mama goes away.
And he's afraid for me to leave or to go anywhere.
Oh, poor buddy. Well, he'll get over it.
Yeah.
But, oh, Chris, you had disappeared, so I didn't get a chance to check in with you.
Yeah, I poured my drink all over the floor, so I had to clean it up.
Whoops.
It's all right.
Okay. You doing okay? Everything's good? All right. Okay. Well, did anybody watch the movie, The 9 Months That Made You?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I'll just be honest, I did not watch it. So what I find it very interesting because the topic was how poverty affects outcomes, right? Is that what? Do you wanna break it down?
Birth weight.
Oh, I heard.
Wasn't it?
Wait,
Yeah, with birth
Oh,
weight.
yeah.
I couldn't hear you, Kathy. What'd you say?
It was more to do with birth weight.
So
Yeah, it talked
affects
about.
your health later in life.
Yeah, it was a lot about birth weight, but I think the overarching like topic was like how the 9 months in the womb like completely set you up for almost everything that's going to happen to you that's going to be like physically, not so much like affecting your life, but like if you're going to be a healthy individual, if you're going to get sick with things like diabetes or, like that is almost predetermined within your genetic makeup while you're in the womb.
And the forming of your personality and all of that.
And the forming of your personality, yeah. And like it touched a little on the epigenetics about how like the environment that you're in can turn on and off certain genes. So like there was a lot of talk about was it in India? Oh, I can't remember what country. But there's like this really high in cases of diabetes, but the people are not obese. And in America, like the people who are obese are usually the ones that have diabetes. And so they were like, why are they getting diabetes? And it was all connected to low birth weight. And then their bodies like store excess amounts of fat. I don't know. It was interesting.
Does anyone work with vulnerable populations? Does anyone work with children who are experiencing like housing instability or who are living in poverty? Not really, huh?
No.
Yeah. I think we're pretty fortunate to work with the populations that we do work with. And it's interesting to consider. I mean, one of the things that stands out for me, in the weekly note, the idea that the lives of our mothers and grandparents' experiences have an impact on our health and our genetic blueprint. And like, so what does that mean, right, for people who've experienced generational poverty, indigenous populations, that are often marginalized, and people who were enslaved? What does that mean for for those populations who carry with them in their genes the evidence of that kind of experience? So what, in terms of like our obligation as educators, what can we do to really counterbalance what happens in utero, or even like generations, things that have been carried through generation? What can you think of that we can do to kind of help mitigate those factors?
I mean, just providing the most optimal environment, lots of observation of each individual child, and I would be aware of, possibly like the ethnic background of children, whatever you do know, but I wouldn't ponder on it too strongly in case you like overcompensated and thought you were going to help something, but really, do you know what I mean? Like, be aware, but still, treat them the same as you would treat everyone else. I guess I wouldn't think you would need to go too far over the other side to like fix them. I don't know.
I think also being available to like offer resources and like that to maybe like not perpetuate that in the future. Like, hey, here's some information on what we know, and here's some ways that we can maybe provide some. I mean, I don't know how much we can really fix what children are predisposed to in the womb, but I mean, as far as nutrition goes, here's some good resources to use to maybe stop the trend, or not stop it, but try, do our part to try to slow it down.
I would like to share some experience that I have when I was working with Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was working in the slum area, and in the slum area, the parents don't have any education, no food, nothing. So, and I was very young that time. So what we used to do, we used to go with Mother Teresa to pick up those children and bring them to the center where her center was, and the missionary center, and starting in the morning, and then we will help them to wash their face, the teeth, cleaning the teeth, and then give them breakfast, and work with them depending on how old they are, and they will have lunch there and nap, and then when they wake up again they will work, and then they will have some dinner, and then we'll take them back to the home. And at night, because those parents were working during the day, so at night those parents used to come to the center for giving some Mother Teresa has some other staff, not us, but older people. They will teach them how to take care of the children, what is the importance of cleanliness and the nutrition and all those things. And the center will supply some food for their parents and some clothing and stuff, because a lot of donations used to come to the church and used to do that. So I just wanted to share this experience.
I love that. I did not know that. Have you ever talked about Mother Teresa before?
I know. As soon as she said, I went.
That was new to me.
I did. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I worked with her since I was very young, and their center was very close to my house actually, and my mother was involved with this kind of work. So I worked with her. It was really fortunate, and I came close to those slum children.
Well, being proximate to poverty, being proximate to that's one of the things that's important, I think, in addressing those issues. So being close by helps you to have a deeper understanding of the complex nature of the issue. There's so much, it can't be reduced to an issue of nutrition or an issue of education or an issue, you know what I'm saying? It's
all the human needs, the food, the shelter, clothing, everything, these are part of the fundamental needs of the human being, and they are missing those things. So I came very close to them when I was very young, so I still have a feelings for them.
A couple of years ago, one of the kids, the brother had gone to a school, and at the time I was a primary teacher. Brother had gone to a school, so we knew the parents, and when the little one was going to a school, he was about 3.5 at the time. And every day he was bringing cup of noodles, the 89-cent one. And it was so not like them, because we've known for years how the brother ate and everything. But it was kind of awkward for him of us to ask, like, what's going on. But it got to the point that our director had to actually intervene and ask, what's going on? Do you need help? Only to find out that they were having financial hardship. Sometimes you just take these parents for granted, thinking that they have everything we have, and we forget that. So that we came up with a meal plan where everybody in the school signed up for one day. That way, every day for dinner, they had a meal at home. And it was a home cooked meal from one family who would just bring out and just so that when mom is sick, there's so much going on and back and forth. I think this means the whole thing, But it was nice from the school. Everyone got to be there and to help them out, But it's not that because moms we didn't know what's going on in the school. But it was just food wise for the help. But everything else is so much to do too, And it's just what it is.
It's not only with the younger children. I worked with a charter school, and the children who are coming in the morning in most of the charter school, in my class, they came hungry. And whatever the school was providing, the breakfast, and that was not enough. So I did speak to some of the parents who are really affluent and they can afford, and they used to bring us some stuff like rice and all those things. And I had all the arrangement in my classroom for cooking their extra lunch. And the children, we had 3 or 4 children each day will prepare the food for everybody. And I used to bring some food from my home too, because they liked my Indian style cooking. So I used to cook like fried rice or some chicken biryani, something like that, and they will enjoy it. They really need food. It's so important. Otherwise, they cannot function. And I'm talking about the elementary children.
Yeah.
They need so much food, and they come to school hungry, and they really suffer a lot with their academic stuff because they don't have proper protein or proper nourishment.
Yeah.
So I used to have cooking arrangement in the classroom, in the practical life area for elementary classroom, and the children will take turn and they'll cook and they'll share it during the lunchtime.
It's great that you were able to facilitate that. I don't know how many schools can do that, but it's really, I think, critical.
It is.
Not just to feed the children who might not be getting, fed at home, but also to ensure that they're able to keep up with the rigor of being in school. Like, it's so rigorous to be in class that they do need to keep up with that. So I know you guys were doing your meal maps, right? I saw a few of those, a couple people.
I don't want to interrupt, but I'm going to call in because I have to go do my other job. I'm a property manager. Somebody got locked out. I have to go unlock the house for them. But I'll call and listen.
All right. No. All right. Duty calls. Thanks.
Okay.
My internet is so much disruptive that I'm missing some of your talking. So if I'm not relevant, just forgive me.
Oh, I actually would love to just listen to you tell stories about your work with Mother Teresa for the next 28 minutes. I mean, I'm not really kidding. Like, if you have another, if you want to talk about that, I would love to hear more personally. I don't know about you guys, but that's just such an amazing.
Well, Mother Teresa was a special person in my life, very special person in my life.
Special for a lot of people.
And it's a walking distance from me. It was very fun. Even if I was in school and I was to do, but I would love to go to her place and especially her, the tone of voice, the way she used to talk to us, it had a special touch, and there was nothing no for her. She never said no to us for anything we wanted to do. And even if we were serving those children, but still we had freedom to choose what we are going to do today. If I want to take care of them for their toilet, and that's fine with her. So she never said no to us, and it was so peaceful. It was really peaceful working, with those children in her presence. And we had Nirmala auntie, who was taking care of the center, everything. She actually took care of the whole thing after Mother Teresa expired. So she was there. She was also, very young, older than us, but young. So it was fun. It was really fun, and these are special memories that I have. It keeps me going, and now that I have a school that I teach the children, and I don't charge them, but I just teach them, and they come to my place, and I feel very very peaceful when I work with them too here. So I think it's a special touch that I got from her and her blessings. It's keeping me going.
Was it a Montessori school that she was? Was it Montessori? Was it a Montessori?
No. It was inside the church. There was a center for the children. Yeah, and it was not a Montessori school. It was not a daycare or something like that. It was just for taking care of those children. She used to bring them. We used to bring them actually, and then we take care of them whole day. And it was more like a process, how to wash, take care of themselves, how to eat, and what to do after eating to keep them busy with work. Any work. And then lunch. It's a lot of nutrition and the clothing. They will have the change of clothes and everything. It was just taking care of them. It is more than Montessori, I believe. It was like a Montessori thing. Yes. But it was it was not called so-called Montessori. It was just serving the children.
Sounds like pretty standard toddler
those
classroom.
Special touch, keeps me going. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Devika, you knew Maria as well, didn't you?
I was not born when Maria was there. My mother was a student of Dr. Maria Montessori. She was her student.
Okay, gotcha. I remember you saying that at residential, and as soon as she said that, and then the fact that she worked with Mother Teresa, everyone in our circle at residential was like, "Oh dang, this lady's somebody."
No, actually, that happened. When my mom came here. When I was graduating with early childhood credentials, and my mother was here. So Marlene, Vincenza, everybody started touching my mom, and they started taking picture with her because she's the one who got the touch from Maria Montessori. So everybody started touching her.
Wow. So she must have been very proud of you to follow in her footsteps.
Yeah, she liked it. I'm not sure whether she was proud, but she really liked it. That's why when I first took the EC training and I was graduating, she came all the way to be the graduation day, and she cooked for everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had after the graduation we had dinner together, so she cooked.
Do you think
it was fun?
I would love for you to cook for me. So
sure, I will. I will
come out there.
Be at my place, and I'll definitely cook.
All right.
I love to cook, and I cook for the children a lot.
Yeah.
Mail me one of those care packages like you send your son.
Oh, I just sent one package to my son today. Believe me, what I made. It was chicken. I don't know whether you know kebab. Do you know what is kebab is?
Yeah.
With ground chicken. That's what I made for him.
How can you mail that?
Oh, I make the package and then send it overnight. So tomorrow he'll have it.
Where does he live?
He's in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm in Baltimore. So today my husband went and... What?
I'm in Michigan.
Say that? I can't hear it.
I said I'm in Michigan. I'm his neighbor.
Oh.
Yeah.
So maybe when I'm in Cincinnati, you can stop by and then I can cook for you.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Or you could go over for dinner.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. Dinner, lunch.
I was just gonna say, Dabika, that is awesome that you don't charge your students and that you cook for them, because I feel like that's like the main thing.
Oh no, I can't charge them.
That's what I'm
No.
saying, because all the children that go to my school, their parents are affluent, and so we're not helping these children who don't have the money to come to our school. And I wish in some way we were helping the whole community and not just a certain group of children.
Yeah, that's what I do. Because the place that where I live, it's an affluent society. It's a Jewish neighborhood, Mount Washington, and so these children actually they in the little farther from me, but they really can afford to go to any school that the parents would like to. So it's okay with me, because I'm retired and I have done enough.
So like, how do you pay like the rent and the stuff?
So then again, I can't hear.
How do you
My internet is very bad today. It's cutting off.
How do you keep up with the daily costs, like the rent and the utilities?
No, it's in my home.
Oh,
my school is at my home. Yes. So
sure
I just pay the mortgage for my, house. And so, and I love to do this,
You sound like Mother Dabika.
No, I love it. My mom did a lot with the slum people and stuff. So I like to do it. It's a different kind of enjoyment.
Beautiful.
I can explain that to you unless you really feel it. It's an accomplishment when you see they're smiling and they're giving a hug to you. It makes a difference.
Do you have a waiting list?
I have a waiting list. Why, you want to come?
Yes. I don't think I can move up north.
I'm not in north. It's south.
Oh, I'm thinking
it's
other
Maryland.
Washington.
I'm in Maryland.
Oh, I was thinking Washington.
Oh,
You're in Maryland. Well, that's not south to me.
No, I know where you are because I have a home in Danville, Virginia.
Ooh.
So it's in the border of North Carolina. I know, just past North Carolina, you are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Dabika,
Yes.
do you have teachers though in your school, or are you the only?
I have teachers, but they are mostly mothers.
So
when I'm not there, like when I was in residency, I already trained my mothers. Those parents will come and they'll take care of it. So I have a very good relationship with them. It's like a family thing. So they come and take care of the whole thing.
So do they
help me?
Do they volunteer their time then?
Yeah, they volunteer. Okay. Some of them I try to, pay them whatever I can. Depends on what kind of work they're doing for me.
I don't think I realized that you run a free school, basically. So many things I've learned about you tonight, Dabika.
I know, it's probably been a long time.
She's a hero.
Oh,
I know.
No, don't make me a hero because that's not what it is. You will see in your life, there are a lot of things happens in life that changes your philosophy of life. And you can do so many things once that happens. I went through a lot, so the whole philosophy of my life has changed. And I think I'm living for the children. Actually, that's why I'm here. And
So,
it's really a blessing that I'm able to do it. It's a blessing.
So I've been talking to Mercedes, and I'm having a hard time believing that they're actual, authentic Montessori schools. I'd like to really come visit your home school. I really would. I'm serious. I'm very serious because I want to open a school in my home.
Can we set up a Zoom in your home, Dabika?
Yeah, you can see the environment. I actually, whenever I have conference with some of my adult learners, I sit there so they can see my materials and stuff like that. Remember the other day I just ran down and brought some material from the classroom? The basket, yeah. So it's there, but I can't do that when the children are there.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yes, you can see that. That's not a problem. I can do one day. I can sit there and we can have a Zoom meeting there, so you can see it. And I have different levels of children. So
how many do you have?
Oh, it depends on the day and the time of the day. Because I have some elementary children also coming in the afternoon. Yeah. After the school, they need some help, so they come and work with the materials because my environment is set up like that, so they can all work. But not all of them are together, because then I will have a difficult situation for the licensing. So.
Okay.
Do you are the older children that come, are they like siblings of the other children that are enrolled?
No, not really. No.
Okay.
No.
That is so interesting. I can't believe that I didn't know all this about you.
There's so many things I don't know about you either, Only when we come touch that point, then we know what is happening.
It's so true. Do you think that there was something about, because Mother Teresa was devout Catholic, right? Like Dr. Montessori. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? I mean, I'm not Catholic, but my mom was.
I think, what Mother Teresa was doing, it has nothing to do with the religion.
Okay.
Because the children that we were bringing to the center, they were not Catholic. They're all different religion. They were Muslims, Hindus, Catholic, all different. So, Calcutta is cosmopolitan, just like New York.
Yeah.
So
there wasn't ever any like prayer or like.
We do have prayers, and it has, the prayers were not as you're praying to Jesus or somebody. Okay. It was like I remember that song we used to sing, thank you for the food we eat, thank you for the, all those things, but there was no God, the name God was there.
Right. How do you think that someone as like, I mean, I feel like, everything that I hear about Mother Teresa or have read about Mother Teresa, and I don't know that much about her life, but she seems so like soft and gentle and like kind. And how does someone like that become such a leader, of like a movement? Like, I feel like she's a real leader of
think about Gandhi.
Right.
Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, he was a non-violence believer, and he was very peaceful, but he became a leader. Mother Teresa was very peaceful. I don't know, there are a lot of, the church may preach all different things. I don't know those things because I don't belong to the church. I don't belong to that religion either. But she was very calm, peaceful, and polite, and I never seen her angry.
Wow. Did you ever see her frustrated or flustered?
No.
Dude, can you imagine?
She was always very joyful and happy and very, devotional, So, and I was very young, so if I see something, negative things, it would have been, marked there, but I don't think I remember anything like that.
So interesting. Wow. Well, we just got way off topic.
No, we're not out of the topic. Actually, nutrition is so important in life. Without those are the fundamental needs of the human being is that nutrition, clothing, all these things. And if somebody can, even if you can provide one child with that, you will be blessed. and you will feel it. If you can do something, just something. You cannot do for everybody. Even if you have one child that you can help, that is the great thing you can do for this world. And everything is so connected, with our cosmic world, that something can help a lot. Each of us can do anything that helps a lot.
I think that it's hard to feel like that for me anyway. It's I think it's easy to get discouraged. I think I also like big picture discouraged. That's why I love being a Montessori teacher, because I can be very focused on the children in front of me, and it's also why I love working with adult learners, because then you all go out and you work with the children and
yes,
have a kind of a bigger impact. But but I will say that like the less like regular classroom responsibilities I have, the more deep my well of patience and understanding is. Like that I don't feel frustrated a lot, like ever with the children ever. Yeah. I don't ever feel angry about what they do. And like, I actually was in the classroom helping the other day, and I kind of, I pulled a teacher aside and was like, what, like, I just felt like she was a little short with the one of the 2.5-year-olds. And we had this kind of long conversation because, so basically she's like, describes this behavior that everybody's going to recognize. So you're talking to one child and you're like, okay, Casey, please put your feet on the floor, or whatever, whatever you're saying. And then the child right next to Casey gets up on the table. And you're like, I was just telling Casey not to do that. And so I'm like listening to this teacher tell me about how frustrating that is. And I'm like, yeah, it is frustrating. However, you like that kid, like that climbed up on the table is not thinking, you're not talking to them. They are like a drunk foreigner that doesn't understand, and then a little belligerent, and they're like, well, you're not talking to me, and so I'm gonna get up on that table because you're talking to Casey. And but just that, like, I really felt a lot of compassion, not only for the little 2-year-old, but also for the teacher. I'm like, because I don't have to, I'm not in it every day, but but also having that understanding, you can't expect her to listen to what you say to another child and then follow that direction. That's like, stop thinking that that's something that's ever going to happen. And also and I heard like another teacher be like, oh, I would like you to follow my direction the first time. And I was like, I don't ever want that. That is a completely unreasonable expectation to have of a toddler. They are, you know what, you're going to get ready to tell them 40 more times at 20 different, in 20 different contexts. So, but I don't know.
I have a question about that. So I have an assistant who's in my room just a couple days a week. She's here, she's a young gal. She's here for the summer. And, okay, so we have these walkie-talkies. So when I'm in the room and she's on the playground with the other children, we don't have, we can just communicate via walkie-talkie. And I was in the classroom just cleaning, like picking up after breakfast or something. And nobody was even in there, but the walkie-talkie was so loud. And this gal, this is the way that she speaks to me when has a question about how to handle children. She'll say, Miss Casey, Waylon decided that it was a good idea to hit his friend. And like, she starts saying this over the walkie-talkie, and I'm like covering it up, like, quiet, like, don't.
Poor Waylon.
What do you do then? What do you do then?
Well, I go out to Waylon, and I'm like, Waylon, what's wrong? Because I, obviously wasn't there for it. And then I'll talk to the child, and then like I try to model behavior, and like, so we have weekly meetings, and she has not been to one of the weekly meetings because she bebops from my room to the infant room. Yeah. So on the days that we have our weekly meeting, she's in the infant room. But I think I need to address it to everybody, all the assistants in my room, but I'm like, specifically, I mean her. When you are trying to communicate something.
I'm missing so much, because of the internet, I couldn't even follow.
I'm sorry, and I'm talking like a mile a minute too.
No, that's okay. It's not your fault. It's my
So
connection.
what I want to do, and give me some guidance if this is right, is instead of asking her not ever to say that, to just say, like, whenever you need to communicate something with me, just be what's the word? Crap, I'm not going to be able to think of it. Objective. Like, tell me exactly what happened. Don't say, well, he, and I quote, he decided it was a good idea to hit his friend. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't say that.
Poor buddy. Poor buddy. Well, and like,
Why do you have a walkie-talkie?
That way, whenever I'm in the room, or if one of the teachers is with the other children, we don't have to, because our class is not directly connected to outdoors, so we have to walk through the school. So if she needs me to help a child get changed or whatever, she can't leave to come tell me that, and leave the other children alone. So we just have the walkie-talkie to kind of.
So when she's using the walkie-talkie, is she in the room or she's outside?
Outside.
Oh, she's outside. Only then she's using it.
Well, was she essentially calling you to come out there?
Mm-hmm.
So that
or
could
to handle this.
Yeah, and so that could be the direction that you give her is, in the future, if you need me to come out there, don't tell me the specifics of what you need.
Exactly.
Just tell me I need you to come out. And then when you get out there, you can say what happened.
And then she'll still say it, though. She'll still say, well, when face to face, she'll still tell me. I was just mortified because it's like I'm inside this walkie-talkie, like blaring out through the whole, But she still speaks like that, like.
Well,
when she's speaking like that, you just walk to her face to face and start whispering.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good idea.
Can you hear me?
Well, I'm just wondering.
Can you hear
why?
Me? Yes. Yeah, you just
wondering.
walk to her and start whispering. If she's saying loudly, you take your walkie-talkie off and you just face to face whisper and say that if you need me, just call me. You don't have to explain what happened. I will come to walk to you and then you tell me. Or whatever happens, you just write it down. Take a piece of note and write it down. When you see me, you give me. Please do not use walkie-talkie to tell me what the children are doing. Only in emergency situation, you call me or write a note.
Well,
yeah,
and that's,
Casey, I was wondering, like, it seems like maybe she just needs a little bit more training in typical toddler behavior.
Exactly.
Because, I mean,
she's only
that seems pretty standard.
Please, Laura, can you please repeat that?
I said I think she just needs a little bit more training and information on what is typical toddler behavior, because a child hitting another child is pretty typical daily occurrence in a toddler classroom, and definitely not something I think she should be calling you to fix.
My grievance with it is that she says he decided it was a good idea. Like, no, he didn't. He didn't.
No,
he didn't think this is a good idea. I'm going to do that. Like, that's not how it works. And I don't know how to have that conversation.
Yeah, he's impulse driven. He didn't think it was a good idea. He followed
He didn't think at all.
Yeah, no,
he did it.
Exactly.
Well, so she needs like a little, either you could sit down with her and have a friendly conversation with her, or you could send her, like a link to an article, like that, hey, I want to clarify the expectation for communication in our community. In the future, this is how I want you to communicate with me about a child's behavior. Like, and you can like take what she said and make it a little bit different and be like, so instead of saying this, say this, and be very specific about what you want her to say. And all she had to say was Waylon hit so-and-so. Can you come out? And, but like the redirection for that should happen far sooner than right, than getting you out there. It has to be in the moment, and it's very simple.
Listen to her because he's waiting on you every time something happens.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
A very simple, quick redirection. Waylon, I won't let you hit. You know, let's be gentle with so and so, and you show him.
It's just so hard having assistants in my room who don't know the method, who are only there for the summer, who are in and out of rooms. You know, like it's just hard. Like trying to have.
Yeah, summer is really hard when you have untrained assistants. It's really tough.
She is such a sweetheart. She's such a lovely girl. And it's not like she's not being malicious or ugly or anything like that. She just doesn't know is the thing.
Right.
That's all it is.
Well, maybe she would be better suited to be the one left behind in the classroom,
cleaning up.
Getting those last few kids aside or cleaning up, you know, and you should be the one who's, well,
you know what I mean?
That's a whole
like,
other animal.
I don't know.
Casey, I'm with you. I don't get any prep time. 0. My break is my prep time.
Yeah. Ugh, gross.
I'm sorry to also agree with Laura.
No, you're right. I know.
Like, especially if, or at least like, if there's times when you know that there's typically misbehavior or transition times or things that you could farm out to her, like cleaning up, or, you know, if you can tell her what to do. I don't know. I know that it's hard, but well, it's, you guys,
I just patted everyone's ear off.
No, I think that's, you know, this was kind of a slow, I'm sorry, I wasn't as prepared as I usually am tonight. I totally, so I'm glad that we had a more relaxed discussion and got to hear Dabika's stories. Oh my goodness. It was so wonderful.
I brought my notes on week 4. I was like so ready, and then I'm like, she didn't say anything.
I tried to start talking about week 4, and then we got talking about,
and then I interrupted it, and then the whole thing changed.
Well, Laura,
I'm kind of glad we didn't talk about week 4 because I didn't know what week we were on.
Well, okay, so next week we're going to be talking about week 5. I'll send you guys a weekly note, and I promise that I will be way more on my game. So Laura, bring your notes, and
okay,
we'll do this. Okay.
Yeah, but you are still getting those postings. So are you doing a discussion forum and all these things, because I believe we are in 6th week, right?
Yeah. So we're going to keep posting new material, but we're going to talk about the weeks in chronological order. So next
we can do that.
Even though Dabika's going to post week 7 next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a quick question. I have a quick question.
Okay. Okay. I see you too, Shelby. Okay. Go ahead, Laura.
I was not able to find the nutrition book. Where can I buy it?
I had to print it off from someone who emailed it to me.
I can't find it. So I haven't been reading it.
I have it.
Email it to you.
I have it.
I'll email it to you.
Varsity, do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, I can email it.
Can I
have it too, please?
Okay.
I mean, can we buy it from the website that CGMS is affiliated with, like how we got our...
You don't have to buy it because we have it.
It was so hard for me to find. It took me like 3 days to sit and figure out like where to go, and I followed links. I can't even tell you anymore, but I did get it.
I found it because I found her name. She's in the videos, but I haven't bought it yet, so I would love to have an email with it.
Okay, hang on. Wait a minute, and I'll see if I can email it to you. And if for some reason CGMS won't let me email it to you, then Casey will forward it to you. Okay. Right.
Okay.
CGS won't let us do it.
I don't know. Let me figure out if there's some sort of copyright issue, and I'll get if I'm gonna get in trouble for sending it to you, then I'll let Casey send it to you.
I might also get on the pirated version. I don't. Oh, this is recorded.
Yeah.
Are they listening?
Nobody's listening.
I am
recording. All right, I'll stop the recording.